What's going on, everyone? Jack here from Halfchrome, and this is my Neo, and I've been flying it for a while. It is a lot of fun, and today I want to talk about 10 things, 10 accessories that you can add to this to improve your experience just a little bit. The most important thing you can do is fly this. The more you fly it, the more you'll understand what it can do and what it's capable of, and it's actually capable of quite a bit. Now, the things I'm going to talk about are going to start off fairly inexpensive, kind of work their way up to some of the more expensive options and things you may want to consider. This right here is the number one thing you should add to your Neo, and it is extra batteries, right? Extra batteries and this charging hub together make a great package. Now, the Fly More combo, this is what you're getting. You get some other little extras that don't really matter, props and cords and stuff like that, but this is what you're looking for. Sadly, the Fly More combo does not come with a case or a bag or ND filters or a controller or any of those things that you probably want for the Neo. So those are some other things you're going to probably consider getting after you've flown the Neo a little bit. This is a landing pad. The landing pad is a good idea, especially if you get one of these foldable ones. You can put it in your backpack, you can put it in your carrying case, and it's nice because if you're taking off in an area of grass or dirt or sand or whatever, it's just gonna help protect your Neo when it's taking off or landing from kicking up some of that dirt or dust and getting in the motors or the lens, something that could be problematic. So inexpensive, about 20 bucks. Throw a link down below to all of these things if you're interested in them, and you can go ahead and decide. And if you decide it's something you want to pick up, it is an affiliate link and it helps support the channel. This is the next thing you're gonna want. You're gonna want a carrying case. Now, there are a few different styles. I have this one from Lycus. I'm a big fan of Lycus cases for a few reasons. One, they are waterproof, and two, they're customizable and you can add different packages inside. Now, I don't know if a hard case like this is something that everybody needs. There are lots of soft kind of bag options for you. I'll throw a link down below to this one and some of the other ones that I think are ones you may want to consider. But it is a great idea to have something to keep it protected and to make it easy to grab and go. Now, the next thing you may want to consider are ND filters. Now, ND filters are nice, especially on drones that do not have variable apertures. Of course, Neo does not have a variable aperture because it allows you to just customize some of the settings and things that you want just a little bit more. I like ND filters to kind of create that motion blur effect. Now, if you don't know how to use ND filters, I've got a video on that. I'm going to throw up this chart here that you can take a look at, but it just kind of induces a more natural feel or look where things, as you're moving, it kind of blurs the edges, specifically what keeps the center a little bit more focused, and that's generally how your eyes work. Now, if you don't use an ND filter, things will always look crisp. I'm going to freeze frame ND filter versus no ND filter so you can kind of see what that looks like. I kind of went a little extreme here in my use of ND filters just because I wanted to create that blur. And you can do it in varying degrees of blur depending on which filters you use and where you set your settings at in terms of ISO and shutter speed and all sorts of fun stuff like that. Now, these ND filters from Freewell are pretty easy to use and kind of interesting. So the first thing you do is you take this little metal ring. There's some self-adhesive tape here. You peel that tape off, you throw this on the Neo, and then these filters are just magnetic. They just pop right on. Really easy to do and change if you want to. Again, links to these if you're looking for them in the description down below. Now, if you want to change the shutter speed on your Neo or your ISO or your white balance or anything like that, right now, you can't even do that in the app. You have to have a dedicated controller to do that. And it's kind of odd that the Neo didn't ship with one. And in the United States, we still don't really have a great option. You can use the RCN2 or RCN3 for this, but it's kind of expensive, right? I think they're $150 a piece for a $200 drone. That doesn't seem quite right. Actually, what I think the best plan would be is to actually upgrade to the DJI Mini 4 Pro, and then you use the Neo with that controller, and now you've got a great little package where you can do a whole lot of great pictures and video with the Mini 4 Pro that you can't do with the Neo. This is a fantastic drone. And now you have the controller, and now you've just upgraded your Neo, and you've got another fun toy to take with you to capture aerial photography. It has a better camera, it has better range. There are a lot of great things you can do if you upgrade to the DJI Mini 4. Actually, now that I look at this is my DJI Mini 3 Pro, also a great drone. I think that ships with RCN1. Mini 3, Mini 4, they're fantastic options. Even the Mini 4K, great drone. Just as long as you're getting that RCN2 or RCN3, I don't think they ship with those quite yet, but that's a great drone. It's a great controller, and you can use that with your Neo and your phone to kind of dial in the settings a little bit more. But this is even better, the RC2, and this is like $500 or close to $500, and it doesn't make sense to buy a $500 controller just to use with your Neo. But again, this can be used with the Mini 4 Pro or the Air 3, Air 3S. Ooh, so yeah, so if you're thinking about really upgrading and getting a solid drone, a photography drone, not just a toy or a beginner drone like the Neo, using this RC is awesome. And yes, you can use it with the Neo. There are so many different remote controller options with this Neo, and that's part of what makes it awesome. You can fly it with just your phone, you can fly with nothing, you can fly with the remote control as I mentioned, and you can even fly it with this DJI motion controller. And actually, I think if there was a controller that should have shipped the Neo, it should have been this. This is awesome for this particular drone. It is really cool, and you can even do head tracking with the Neo. Now, the downside of this remote is you gotta use it with these goggles. The remote is $100, but the goggles, again, they're over $400. These are the DJI Goggles 3. So again, do I recommend just buying these to go with your Neo? No. If you already have an Avata, then you already got them. Or if you're thinking about buying really an upgraded version of the Neo, this Avata 2 is fantastic. Probably my favorite drone. You get the goggles with it, get the motion controller with it, and now you can use both of those with your Neo as well. But it's actually not my favorite way to fly FPV. I actually really like using this. This is the DJI FPV Controller 2, and this one can be used with the Neo as well. Now this one is $200, and you have to have the goggles. So there's a lot of cost extras going on here with the Neo if you want to use one of these controllers, to the point where it's so expensive. Unless you really have one of these drones or want one of these drones, I'm not sure that it makes a lot of sense for just the Neo. Okay, my last two recommendations, they don't exist, but I think they're going to. DJI is going to release an FPV package for the Neo, and that should be less expensive than the one that comes with the Avata. Now, if they do, I would jump on that. I also think they'll release a controller for the Neo, or the ability to use a Bluetooth controller with the Neo. If I can figure out how that works, that would be pretty cool, right? That was something you could do with the Tello, and that'd be great to do with the Neo. So actually, I'll investigate. There's some rumblings that it does work if you poke around a little bit. So as I dive into that, I'll let you know. But those are two other things that would be great for this Neo to make that experience just a little bit better. If this was helpful, give us a thumbs up. If you're looking to buy any of these accessories, there are affiliate links in the description down below. They don't cost you a thing, but they help support this channel, and that allows me to make more videos for you. Thanks for watching. Good luck, everyone, and happy flying.